Tyger and Lyon, the introduction. Written and pictures by the Furry Sith Lord. As I get older, the thing I've learned is how everything changes. To understand my story, you need to understand the world I live in. I've lived a long time, and many things since then have changed. To understand my story, you must understand how things were back then. Sorry if this is boring, but it picks up after all this. The world was originally chaotic. The species that lived were still very primitive and walked on all fours. The species were divided into predator and prey based on if you eat a species or are eaten. Species became the word later on for all the different creatures that live. Now we live together in peace, but back then everyone was divided. We also have a common language so that all species can communicate with each other. But there was a very limited one we are told they had back then. Things started to change when the Great War happened. There was a species of hairless apes that started the war. Every clan, group, tribe has an alpha as a leader, but the hairless apes began to brag that they had an alpha that was greater than any other alpha. They claimed their alpha was going to conquer all species and rule the world. This caused a lot of fear and anger, and every other species went to war against them. The hairless apes were unusual because unlike other species, they had no fur or hair to cover them. They put the skin of species they killed on themselves. This becomes important later. They also had no claws or fangs, so they made tools to act like them. This gave them a limited advantage. The war lasted a long time, but eventually all the species united and the hairless apes became extinct. This left the world devastated because for both predator and prey food became scarce. All the remaining species had to work together in order to survive. Since predators are very aggressive, they become the defenders and policed all the species, while the prey became the engineers and scientists. The species evolved, and many of the things the hairless apes did, the other species copied in order to rebuild society. Species soon began to walk on two legs, and although we really don't need it, we wear clothing to show a species' status in society. One united government was created to rule over every species on the planet, yet every city acts as if it were its own country. While society was evolving, an author wrote a book for cubs that warned that there are species that are born with rare white fur. This genetic mutation is rare, but he warned that one day those rare white fur species would band together and start another great war. This caused all species to develop a hatred for rare white fur species like myself. Examples of rare white fur species are white tigers or white lions. But other species like a stork are considered normal because their white feathers are not considered rare. I was born as the only white tiger in my litter, and this caused my parents to panic. I was considered unlucky, and they feared that someone would come after us because of my fur color. They realized there was only one thing to do. My former family sold me as a slave. Slavery still exists in my time because it was found to be useful to help keep society going. Electronic collars were created in order to control the slaves and make them obey their masters. This is where my story begins. This ends the introduction. We hope you enjoyed it. See you next time for part 1.
We have no family. We have no home. Is there a place we will be accepted? Hated at home by society. Together we stand up.